Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively. I have some things to show you from what we did yesterday. Sherry, Tanya was sick. We missed her. But Sherry and Lisa and I got together and we decided to use some templates and create some cards. So I have some fun cards to show you. Only 3 because Tanya wasn't there. But I want to show you what we did and kind of how we did it. So let's show you what we did. So we took templates from the mini catalog. I don't think I can show you the inside of the catalog. It's all confusing to me. I'm not sure. But I'm going to try to follow the rules. So these are the 2 templates we decided to use. And I took this picture from the inside of this catalog. So this is the new one that's coming out in September. If you don't have one, friends, you're going to wish you did. So those are the templates that we used, and I'll show you, this will be easier. So this template, you can go either way. So these are what were created with that template. This is Lisa's, Sherry's, and mine. I did this one, I had a Stamp-A-Stack today, and I adjusted it just a little bit. So cute. It comes from this piece, this stamp set, which is this is an online exclusive. I haven't put my sticker on it, but I need to. It's an online exclusive. So that's this template. Okay. Scoot it down. This template. Now here's this template. That's that pretty floral that we like so much that we used for our online exclusive fan club last month. Then this is new. And then this is part of the online exclusive. It's a suite that's called Modern Christmas. So that's where this came from. So the 2 I created were these 2. So I'm going to make them again for you. Since Tanya wasn't able to be there, I want to give her the projects, so I'm going to make those cards. So again, we enjoy getting together, and we always try to do templates because it's a fun thing to do. I mean, why not? So the first thing I did was I decided I wanted to use Basic Beige, and then I wanted to use this Designer Series paper. I love this DSP. I'll go this way. It's the, one moment please. Before I say it and say it wrong because I can't, it's the Woven Textures. We have a new one in the new online exclusives that's different, but that's the Woven Textures. So I cut them to fit this. So this is 2x3, 2x2, 2x3, and 2x2. Okay. So I cut them so they could kind of pick, because it's hard to decide. So I went this way. And then that one's different. That one's different. And then I just sealed it on. Hi, Tanya. Wednesday, I went live since Tanya still was sick. God love her little heart. So I went live and my computer and I weren't friends. So I thought I would go live again, and she's going to let me know. My computer was doing this, I don't know what it was. Annoying is what it was. So we're trying to figure out whether it's me, whether it's the internet. The people at the internet place where I get my internet would like for me to believe that it's only my issue, but I don't believe that. I believe it might be part of theirs. So This is another test run we're going to see. I had to pull that up, sorry. I know better. You know, you got to stick it in the corners first. Just works better. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to do it the opposite this way. So I'm going to stick this one in the corner over here. And I'm going to put this one in the corner down here. Okay, so now I have this. So if this doesn't match, I can always trim it. I'm kind of okay with it. Then I took, oh snap. This is basic beige, and then I have a pecan pie to go right here, and it's right here. I mean, I had everything right here until I didn't have everything right here. Right, friends? So, this is cut 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. I came home and kind of unpacked, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I might as well show this. Hi, Lori. I love the rustic centerpiece too. Have you used it yet? If you have, under this video, drop a picture so we can see what you did. Because I love seeing what other people did. Is this going to fit? No, we're going to have to go this way. That's the whole point of this online exclusive fan club. We want you to post pictures so we can all see what you're doing. Because we want demonstrators and customers alike to be able to see how cute it is. So the first one was 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then the pecan pie is a smidge bigger. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp. I stamped in Early Espresso. And I know stamping in Early Espresso and then coloring with it, I know that it can bleed, but I'll show you why I did it that way. So I made this barely fit on here. Look how pretty it stayed. Oh, I rocked it. Who am I? Ugh. Of course, because I sealed it down. I rocked it. So this is what I do. When my customers do this, this is what we do. Like, I know better than to rock. That's one of my pet peeves. I am going to cut this out. Now watch, I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to this is what I have my customers do. If we can't cover it up with an embellishment, we cut it out. And then I can decide whether I want to cut this just a little bit wider or whether I want to leave it the way it is. I mean, I had a class this morning, and can I tell you how many times I said don't rock it? And then I did. Ugh. Do as I say, not as I do. If any of them watch this, I will be abused so much because they know. All right, this is not exactly the way I like it, so I'm going to trim it. I want to make sure it's on here exactly straight. And if I can't get it exactly straight, I'll trim it so that it's straight. I mean, this card's going to my friend Tanya. It has to be the best. Okay, so now this is the way I want it. This will go on with dimensionals, but let me color it first so you can see how I did it. So I took my watercolor pencils. I'm going to attach it to my card base. Oh, there are several images in this rustic centerpiece that are really pretty. Look, there's a Christmas one, a fall one, and then the succulents. It's a wordless set, so you can put whatever words you want. So I took my watercolor pencils, and I love succulents, so I kind of went down their stems with a little bit of gray, because if you have them, that's kind of how it rolls. I also used my, this is basic gray. I love our watercolor pencils. Yep, basic gray. I knew that. I used pecan pie and colored these wood pieces. Now, I can't look at your comments in color, so give me a minute. If you have something you need to say to me, you're just gonna have to wait a minute because I got to color. Then for the succulents, I used Granny Apple Green, I used Old Olive, and I used Coastal Cabana. So for these up here, I made them brighter succulents. One of the girls that was here today said, "You put Coastal Cabana in there?" I said, "Yes. When you color it, you'll see." So I'm going to go a little darker over on that side. And then I'm going to put a little coastal right there at the base and up here in the top flowering piece, because I can. This succulent I want to be a little bit darker, so I'm just going to kind of use the Old Olive on it. And then I'm going to add a little of the pecan pie at the base. Then I like to color with Wink of Stella. Since our blends, we don't have water painters anymore, this is my coloring tool of choice. So I'm going to go up and hit these succulents. And because I stamped in the espresso, I can't spend a bunch of time coloring or that espresso will muddy up my images. And I'm not going to add any water to it. I'm just going to let it do its sparkling, beautiful thing. If I need it to shine some more, I can squeeze it. But it's blending my colors just the way I wanted it to. I'm going to go down and hit this bottom. See how pretty that is? Can you see all those pretty colors? Okay. So now I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Oh, before I do, I took the linen thread. I mean, this kind of screams linen thread, right? And sometimes I like to do this, just go down here and kind of put this on and loop it around. It's super curly because it's at the bottom of the bolt. We're going to take these off. So again, that template in the catalog was interpreted very differently by the three of us. And then I wanted some gems, and they're here. Do you see the gems? I just had them a minute ago, right here. I wanted these little gold gems on here. I knew they were here. I just had to find them. And I mean, can you over gem something? Oh, thanks, Mary. Hi, Sherry. I have to tilt. Girls, if you have glasses, you know, these multi-vision glasses, you've got to tilt your head in weird positions. So there they are. Two different ways of doing the same thing. This one was an oops, but no one knows it. And here's, again, how we did them so differently. Same interpretation of the same, different interpretations of the same template. Again, here's the template. So here's the other template that we used, and I'll show you the other card that I did. I'm going to get this one out of the way so I don't make a mess. And then I can't find something, which is more likely than anything else. So when I tried to go live on Wednesday, my computer kept freezing. And so far today, no one's been complaining that I'm freezing. I'm not freezing, that's for dang sure. It's still a little warm. Okay. This is the second template. Nope, lied. This one. This is the second template that we used. And here's our different interpretations of that. I mean, we love that we see the same thing different. These are both going to be, I would love to do these as camp cards, same way with this. Do you think if I did this at camp one time, my people would notice that I was using the same template 3 different ways? So this one, I did the basic black, and then I mounted it on white. This time, I think I'm going to do full basic black, and then put a white insert on the inside. So I'll put a white in here, but the card base will be basic black. And then you can tell me which one you like better. We'll see. The first thing I'm going to do, this is the stamp set that I used. Online exclusive, Ornamental Christmas. Has some great dies with it. It's very pretty. But the thing I wanted to use for sure were these big circles. I loved those circles as soon as I saw them. So there's the big rings. Here's the beautiful twine. And then here's the circles. Okay, so I had a variety so they could kind of pick. So I punched them all out. And then the gems are these beautiful traditional sparkle sequins. And they have no dimension to them. They're completely flat. Completely flat. So see how pretty those are? They didn't fit in here. They're in one big sheet, but they didn't fit in my little holder. And with this suite, it didn't have any embellishments, so I got to pick the ones I wanted. So I choose those. All right, here we go, friends. Let's emboss this. Unfortunately, I didn't do this in advance, so you'll have to watch me emboss and listen to my heat gun. I apologize. So I'm going to put these trees on here a couple of different ways. I'm doing it with Versamark, which works great. I can see it, you can't. You'll be able to see it when I emboss it. Now, if you haven't heard, Stampin' Up's making some changes. They are going to discontinue our marker line. They just don't sell as well as the blends. So they're going to discontinue the marker line, and then they are going to stop making red rubber. Both of these that I just used for you were red rubber. It's not really, see, part of the problem, like Stampin' Up quit carrying the paper snips because the company quit making them. Stampin' Up quit carrying water painters because the company stopped making them. Red rubber is becoming harder to get, and so Stampin' Up decided to stop making the red rubber now on their terms instead of stopping when they were no longer available on the market. So they just made the call because it's becoming harder and harder to get. Okay, now I'm going to bring my heat gun over here. And I'm going to let you see the magic as it happens, right? And there she goes. So pretty. Look how beautiful that is. been stamping with Stampin' Up! For 28 years. And there's two reasons why I really joined. One was embossing and two was dimensionals. It's true. One year I decided, before I started with Stampin' Up! I was stamping. And I decided I wanted to do Christmas cards with embossing powder. So I started with our toaster, and I killed our toaster. My husband was not happy with me. And then I did it in the oven. And then when they showed me a heat tool and that I could do it not in the oven or with a toaster, I was just flabbergasted. That and the dimensionals that raised things up, whole reason I joined. Back when I started, a very long time ago, like 28 years, the kits were $350. No kidding. So this one, the bow's at the bottom. I'm going to put this bow at the top just to do it a little bit different. So we're doing it on black instead of black on white. I'm doing the whole thing black and going to put white cardstock on the inside. So then you can see just a little bit of difference and what you like better. So I took one tree and then I used the circles are, this one's 2 and this one's 1 3/4. So I did big, small, big, small. And I layered them, they're over and under. So that's what I'm going to do this time too. And I know you are dying to see how I attach the circle to my card. I mean, you're mesmerized, aren't you? I mean, it's true. Just let me believe that. Don't burst my bubble yet. So I took dimensionals and I decided where I wanted my ring to be. And I put 2 dimensionals there. And then I put dimensionals up next to it on this side. And I can double the dimensionals if I want, but this is really an okay height. And then I just stuck it on. And then I did the same thing on this side, because see, that ain't going nowhere now. Who knew, right? Sometimes we try to overcomplicate. Can you imagine taking like green glue and running it around that circle? That's like my biggest nightmare. Green glue is my nightmare anyway. But to run it around that circle to get it to stick. All right, friends, here you go. Which one do you like better? The one with the white trim or the all black? There's not really a right or wrong. There's just a difference. I guess Tanya gets to pick her favorite. That's for sure. All right, friends, I'm going to show you one more time what we did, just so you can see in case you're joining late and you don't understand the method to our madness. So we started off with a template. This is my interpretation of this template. This template is my interpretation of this. This is Lisa's. This is Sherry's. Then here's the next one. It's this one. Lisa's. Sherry's. And mine. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can drop information below. Oh, geez. I guess I'm getting old because I forgot this beautifulness. Tanya would not have been happy if I gave her a card without the beautiful sparkle things, gems. There's 3 different sizes of each color. The other reason Tanya really likes this card is the colors. She likes black and gold. It's weird. I have no idea why. But she likes it. Okay, see, now you've got the gems. There you go. All right, friends, thanks for joining me again. Have a great weekend. It's Friday. Have a great weekend. All right.